smart about what's internal and external. So there are a couple things we believe are fundamental. So we hire really at 3 levels, I guess. One would be undergraduate, so just a good athlete with no experience. The other would be someone coming out of business school that we would expect to have 5 to 7 years experience, good company, doing good stuff, and coming out of that. And then the person with 10 to 15 years experience that may be an expert in that area already, more of a leader. We're doing less and less of that as we've grown. That's more to fill holes until practices get mature. So for the undergraduate, especially, we have these 2 areas. Actually, for the graduates as well. So value realization. I talked about it before, but we took several people out of the field for a year and developed this whole idea of measuring value. And so we have a course. I wouldn't call it a master's, but you've got about 90 days to finish it, but it's a lot of CBT and hands-on. So we want everyone in our firm to be really good at that in any situation. Another is called impact. It's a business transformation approach. So we think that in the past, people haven't quite done it right. People process technology that's not really good enough. Data is so important, organ adoption, value for customers. So there's those 9 threads. We invested a few million, I guess it was 3 years ago, to take the last 600 projects and kind of do root cause in them and say, what are the learnings that really come out? So we teach people that. That's part of the training. And then for my practice, I also certify everybody in Greenbelt because I believe that about half of our services are very relevant for that. So by having every single person have the same approach to histograms and analysis and root cause and value stream and flow, that means that someone coming out of Wellesley, 3 months later, can be effective. Otherwise, really, how can somebody, and even somebody coming out of business school, it gives everyone a common language. And we partnered with a leader in the area, and also with Ohio State, who's developed the first real set of standards for Lean and Six Sigma. So it's becoming more and more like a CPA or something where there's more rigor to it. So those are the 3 things that people get. And then every practice has their own specialties. So we have offerings, and this is very much like a medical practice. It's you learn at somebody's shoulder or elbow, and it's a self-reinforcing structure. I mean, as long as everyone's getting paid decently, that kind of goes away, and you say, you know what? Are you doing interesting work? Are you learning? Are you growing your career? My goal is that if anyone ever left us and joined a consulting firm, one of us failed. If they leave, they need to go be a director or VP at some client. In other words, be able to do that role. Don't go into IT. Or go into academia and be a full professor somewhere or be very solid. So that's the approach we take as far as development.